Welcome to the Bioman Mycotoxin Prediction Update for August 3rd, 2020. I'm Tim Jenkins from the Digital Lab at Bioman Austria. This week, we look at the weather forecast for early August and what this means for the late silking corn crops in many parts of Europe, and we see what the rain might mean for wheat harvest in some areas. Let's look at the risk levels in your part of Europe. Here are the broad risk levels for the different parts of Europe. This is the chance that a crop is above the risk threshold for the most sensitive species, for the common mycotoxins fumonisins, fum, aflatoxins, afla, deoxynivalenol, DON, and zearalenone, ZEN, in the crops corn and wheat. DON is the mycotoxin most frequently occurring above the risk threshold for both corn and wheat. ZEN, although produced by the same DON-producing fusarium species, varies in relative risk depending on the region, and it's generally more of a concern in corn than wheat. It can still reach, however, some high levels within some wheat crops. Fum and afla in corn are favoured by warm conditions in southern areas, though warmer temperatures this year are predicted to increase the risk in some other parts of Europe also. For the next 10 days, there are a large number of rain days forecast in some areas that we highlight for increased corn and wheat risk. Here on the left, a rainy day means 3 or more hours of rainfall or wetness. This is sufficient for the establishment of mycotoxin-producing fungi on the crops. For wheat, the most important period for mycotoxin-producing disease is during anthesis or flowering, but that is now past for winter wheat. On the right, we have a map of the areas of Europe in which winter wheat is commonly now being harvested, so many scattered areas around Central and Northern Europe. Although establishment of the mycotoxin-producing fungi has already taken place, later rain around harvest time can delay the drying process in grains and mean more fungal growth within the grain and more production of mycotoxins. The end of July saw some high numbers of rain days in several areas. As was forecast, there were high numbers of rain days around the Alps area and in neighbouring countries to the east. There was also a high number of rain days in many northern areas, including Scandinavia and the Baltic countries. This was very close to the weather forecast, and the rain coincided with corn silking in most of those parts, likely increasing the establishment of mycotoxin-producing fungi in the corn. These high numbers of rain days will likely continue over the next 10 days, including around the Alps region, such as eastern northern Italy, Switzerland, Austria, and also into southern Bavaria and some inland parts of the Balkans. A large area with a moderate number of forecast rain days extends from southern Germany, northern Austria, Hungary, and northern Serbia up to the northeast, affecting the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, and the Baltic countries. Many other areas are forecast to be a little drier than usual, which fits with the long-term forecast that was given earlier in the summer for this month. This means that the mycotoxin risk may be reduced in later crops starting silking in August. But mycotoxin risk is not just about wet conditions. A constant feature for most areas of Europe this summer are the higher average temperatures than normal, and this is forecast to continue for most of the rest of the summer, resulting in some of those high mycotoxin risk levels being forecast for corn. Keep tuned in for our European mycotoxin risk prediction updates as wheat harvest continues and corn gets closer to harvest.